Today, we are diving into a development that has caught the attention of all of Europe and far beyond. A historic choice made by Denmark and Sweden that has sparked a serious and emotional debate across the entire European Union. For years, Denmark and Sweden have been seen as model EU members, closely aligned with Brussels on policy, values, and cooperation. So when both countries made a bold and somewhat unexpected decision, it sent shockwaves through European politics. This decision was not made overnight, and it did not come out of nowhere, but the timing and the symbolism of it have turned it into a turning point that many experts believe could reshape the future direction of the EU. At the heart of this debate is the question of sovereignty versus integration, a debate that has existed since the very beginning of the European project, but has now returned with renewed intensity. Denmark and Sweden, both known for strong welfare systems, democratic traditions, and cautious pragmatism, signal that there are limits to how much authority they are willing to transfer to EU institutions. Supporters of their choice argue that this move is about protecting national interests, democratic accountability, and the right of citizens to decide their own future. Critics, however, warn that this could weaken EU unity at a time when Europe faces multiple crises, from geopolitical tensions to economic uncertainty and security challenges. To understand why this matters so much, we need to look at the broader context of the European Union today. The EU is under pressure from many directions, including rising energy costs, migration issues, defense concerns, and competition with major global powers. In this environment, unity is often presented as the EU's greatest strength, and any sign of fragmentation is seen as a potential risk. Denmark and Sweden's decision has therefore been interpreted by some as a signal that even the most stable and cooperative members are reconsidering the current balance of power within the EU. One of the key arguments coming from Copenhagen and Stockholm is that closer integration should not come at the cost of national democracy. Leaders in both countries have emphasized that decisions affecting citizens' daily lives must remain as close to the people as possible. They argue that EU-level decision-making can sometimes feel distant and disconnected from local realities. This concern resonates with many citizens across Europe who feel that Brussels has too much influence over national policies. In Denmark, public opinion has long been cautious about deeper EU integration, with several opt-outs already in place in areas like defense and justice. Sweden, while traditionally more open to EU cooperation, has also seen growing debates about national control over economic and social policies. The fact that both countries moved in a similar direction has amplified the impact of their choice. Across the EU, reactions have been mixed and often passionate. Some member states, particularly those with strong federalist views, see this as a dangerous precedent. They worry that if more countries follow Denmark and Sweden, the EU could slowly lose its ability to act decisively on major issues. Others, especially in countries where Euroscepticism is rising, see this as an inspiring example of standing up for national sovereignty. This debate is not just happening among politicians and analysts, but also among ordinary citizens. Social media, talk shows, and newspapers across Europe are filled with discussions about what this means for the future of the EU. For some, Denmark and Sweden have become symbols of responsible resistance. For others, they are seen as undermining collective European efforts. Another important aspect of this debate is security. With Europe facing an increasingly unstable security environment, especially after recent global and regional tensions, many argue that closer EU cooperation is essential. They believe that pulling back from integration could weaken Europe's ability to respond to threats. Denmark and Sweden, however, argue that cooperation does not necessarily require giving up decision-making power. They insist that strong partnerships can exist alongside national autonomy. Economically, the decision has also raised questions. The EU single market and shared regulations are often credited with boosting trade and stability. Some fear that any move away from deeper integration could create uncertainty for businesses and investors. Others counter that maintaining flexibility allows countries to adapt policies to their specific economic needs. This tension between uniformity and flexibility lies at the core of the current debate. What makes this moment particularly significant is the example it sets. If Denmark and Sweden both respected and influential EU members can openly challenge the direction of integration. Other countries may feel emboldened to do the same. This could lead to a more diverse and perhaps more fragmented EU, with different levels of integration among member states. Some experts describe this as a multi-speed Europe, where countries move forward at different paces. Supporters of this idea say it reflects reality and respects national differences. Opponents fear it could create divisions and inequalities within the Union. The reaction from EU institutions has been cautious but firm. Officials have stressed the importance of unity and cooperation while acknowledging the right of member states to express concerns. There is a clear effort to prevent escalation and to keep the conversation within diplomatic channels. At the same time, there is an underlying worry that this debate could weaken the EU's global standing on the international stage. Europe is often judged by its ability to act as a single bloc. Any sign of internal disagreement can be exploited by external actors. This adds another layer of complexity to the situation. From a historical perspective, the EU has always evolved through crises and debates. Major changes often come after moments of tension and disagreement. Some analysts believe that Denmark and Sweden's decision could ultimately lead to reforms that make the EU more responsive and flexible. Others fear it could accelerate a gradual erosion of trust among member states. Public trust is a crucial factor here. If citizens feel that the EU listens to their concerns and respects national choices, support for the Union could strengthen. If, however, they see conflict and confusion, skepticism could grow. Denmark and Sweden have framed their choice as a way to reconnect politics with the people. Whether this approach succeeds or not remains to be seen. Another key issue is identity. For many Europeans, national identity and European identity coexist, but not always comfortably. The balance between the two is delicate and deeply personal. Denmark and Sweden's move has reopened this conversation in a very visible way. It forces Europeans to ask what kind of union they want and how much integration they are comfortable with. The media has played a major role in shaping the narrative. Some outlets portray the decision as a brave stand. Others describe it as a risky gamble. This diversity of perspectives reflects the broader uncertainty surrounding the future of Europe. It also highlights how complex and multifaceted the issue really is. Looking ahead, much will depend on how the EU responds. If this moment leads to open dialogue and meaningful reform, it could strengthen the Union in the long run. If it results in polarization and blame, the consequences could be more damaging. Denmark and Sweden have made it clear that they do not want to leave the EU. Their message is about redefining the terms of cooperation, not rejecting it outright. This distinction is important and often overlooked in heated debates. The coming months and years will show whether this historic choice becomes a turning point or just another chapter in the ongoing story of European integration. What is certain is that the conversation it has sparked will not disappear anytime soon. It touches on fundamental questions about democracy, power, identity, and the future of Europe. As citizens, observers, and participants in this process, it is important to look beyond slogans and headlines. Understanding the reasons behind Denmark and Sweden's decision helps us see the bigger picture. It reminds us that the EU is not a static entity, but a living project shaped by its members. This moment challenges Europe to reflect, adapt, and possibly reinvent itself. Whether that leads to a stronger union or a more cautious one will depend on the choices made from here on. And that is why this debate matters not just for Denmark and Sweden, but for every country in the European Union and beyond. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned as we continue to follow this story and explore what it means for the future of Europe.